Now, technically speaking, the RBG in Lake Monster's notorious RBG Juicy IPA stands for the hops that were used in the beer, Rakow, Bravo, and Galaxy. However, we also know that the brewery intended this beer to be a tribute to the late, great Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We talked with Lake Monster's founder, Matt Lang, about the story behind the beer.
True warmth comes not from the fire, but from the effort. That's the true North spirit.
I was taught that if your IPA, I mean, this would be kind of borderline. If it was any hazier than this, that's a flaw. My journey got started back in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm from Minneapolis originally, went to school in Madison, and that's when I started home brewing, was when I was in college with a couple buddies. For 2 years, I did a radio show, Beer Talk Today. We interviewed everybody in the industry in the upper Midwest and all around the country, from Todd Howg at Surly back when they first started, John Hall at Goose Island, Larry Bell from Bell's Brewing, Dan and Deb Carey from New Glarus, and it goes on and on. The guys at Jolly Pumpkin when they first started out, New Holland, I mean, all around. When I graduated in the middle of the last economic downturn, I sent an email out to my Rolodex of all the brewers that we had talked to on the radio show saying like, hey, I just want to get involved in the beer industry. One guy got back to me, that was Dean at Ale Asylum. When I worked at Ale Asylum, they were really about just like consistency. It was all about just brewing the best pale ale you could brew as consistently as possible. Now, things evolve and things change, and you have to, adapt or die to an extent. But the foundation has to be a really quality, well-made product. Otherwise, all the peanut butter in the world doesn't really matter, in my opinion. We've been here since 2015. We've been around for 5 years, which in the Minnesota craft beer scene makes us like the great grandfathers almost. With the exceptions of your summits and your shells, we're pretty old, all things considered. There's nothing that says more about Minnesota than being on lakes in the summer. Yeah, we wanted something that was fun and that spoke to Minnesota and what Minnesota's about, and also sort of lent itself to different imagery for each sort of individual beer. Our two main flagship beers that we started out with are still being brewed in cans, our Pilsner and our Empty Robot IPA. And since then, we've done tons of new stuff, rotate different stuff in and out. Most hazy IPAs in cans now, tons of seasonals, tons of fruit beers, tons of crazy stuff. And we're always experimenting. We've got a pilot system that we do little 2-barrel batches to try out new ingredients, try out new hops, try out new malts. We started out with 4 30-barrel fermenters and 2 15s, and then as we expanded, we started adding 90s. We got 3 90s back there now and a 90-barrel bright. But with those 3 90s, we have capacity. We could hit 4,000 or 5,000 barrels if we were cranking full speed ahead all year long, which you never do in Minnesota, because even when there's not a pandemic, you sell a lot more beer in the summer than the winter, and you're never at like full capacity all the time. Yeah, we're really excited to be in the Dabbler in a Box Season 5, I'm told, with our RBG IPA. When the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed, we talked about wouldn't it be cool to do some kind of a beer as a tribute to the icon that she was. The first thing I thought of was just like the RBG, the acronym. What could I do with that? I thought about different fruits. I'm like, all right, like rhubarb, blueberry, guava. That doesn't sound very good. I couldn't really think of it. And then of course I was like, dummy, it's beer. Hops. The only hops that started with R tended to come from New Zealand and Australia. We went with Rakow, which is one I'd used before, which is a really cool, very, almost like the whole orchard, very stone fruit and kind of tropical fruit kind of flavors in that one. Bravo, which is a hop that I really, really like, which is a very fruity and floral hop. And so I just kind of started from that framework. It's like, all right, we got RBG, Rakow, Bravo, Galaxy, think about those flavors, it really lends itself to just a pretty straightforward kind of juicy IPA. So the Dabbler in a box will be the first time you can get it in a can, and then in March, we're gonna be releasing it more widely in the liquor stores, which will coincide with Ruth Bader Ginsburg's birthday. You know, you get that bright citrus and tropical. I mean, the Galaxy is what really jumps out. There's a reason it's such a popular hop. It's a really potent tropical fruit flavor that comes out right on the top. And then secondary behind that, you get a little bit of the berry and the stoned fruit. Berry is kind of a flavor I get from the Bravo a lot, and I definitely get a lot of stone fruit and a little bit of citrus from the Rakow. Not super bitter, but finishes pretty clean and just really focuses on the whirlpool and the dry hops. January, February, we got the Raspberry Sour coming back in cans. That's been a long time favorite. So if you're watching this in February, that is probably still on the shelves. It's basically like a Berliner Weiss base with a buttload of raspberry puree. We got a ton of fun seasonals coming out in the 2021 calendar. We're doing the Blood Orange IPA again. We're gonna do some double dry hop, double big crazy ones. I'm gonna do a West Coast double IPA just because I want to and I like those beers. It's gonna be bitter and it's gonna be dank. It's not gonna be fruity and it's not gonna be hazy. Hopefully someone drinks it besides me. If I have to drink it all myself, I will. But yeah, if you like the RPG, in the Dabbler in a box, it'll be coming out in 6-packs soon, so you can get it there as well. I hope you liked the beer. If you liked it, you can get our beer at your favorite local liquor store. You can come into the tap room, grab a pint, grab a crowler. Check us out at lakemonsterbrewing.com. Find out all about all our new stuff. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. If you like this, there's a lot more good stuff where it came from, so come check it out. Cheers.